Hello, everybody. I'm literally in bed and I could not sleep unless I went live and talked about the Luka thing. It was driving me bananas. I was like, oh, I'll just talk about it tomorrow. But I was like, I can't. I gotta talk about it now. How many people are live streaming from their How many people are live streaming from their bed? Not many, I bet. I'm using a little makeshift light over here. So that's why the lighting is obviously terrible. And the reason I do not like going live on YouTube is because when I post this, it's gonna mirror. So basically what that means is like the camera's gonna flip it so that it like mirrors the image. Like, you know, when you use like a front facing camera. I hate that YouTube does that. Like, YouTube, stop that feature. When someone goes live, it should not mirror the image, okay? Anyway, so I just had to talk about this Luka DONCIC thing. Being in bed doesn't matter. Gotta talk about it because it was driving me bananas. I cannot believe that he was traded. Like, I can't believe that. To the Lakers? What? I can't believe he was traded to the Lakers. Because, like, I still, like, am in shock hours later. Because here's the thing, like, I think Anthony Davis is a very good fit on the Dallas Mavericks, right? Like, I really do think Anthony Davis fits well. Anthony Davis is a very, very good player. But you traded Luka for one first round pick. One. That doesn't make sense to me. One first round pick? Rudy Gobert got traded for like 4 first round picks. And Mikal Bridges just got traded for 5 first round picks. So you're telling me that Luka was only worth 1 pick? That doesn't make sense at all. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And, you know, the report was that allegedly, you know, they were trying to get ahead of, like, basically they weren't trying to have, like, every team offer for Luka. Hello to everybody who's joining, by the way. I'll say it again. I couldn't sleep. I had to talk about the Luka thing, so I went live from my bed. So this is bedtime. But being in bed does not stop me from talking about Luka in the street. So like I was saying, 1 pick is not enough for Luka. There is no way, shape, or form you can, you know, tell me that it is. Because Luka is a potential MVP candidate, like every single year. Every year, Luka is in the conversation for MVP. There's no MVP candidate out there ever that was traded for 1 first round pick. Not only that, he's only 25. He's literally in his prime. And you could even say that he hasn't even entered his prime completely because he's only 25. So you're telling me that guy who averages 30 every year, who just took the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals this year, that guy was traded for 1 first round pick? What? I just don't get it. I don't get it. 1 first round pick. And then again, Anthony Davis, like I said, very good player. Like, there is no shame in trading for Anthony Davis. But this is also what made no sense to me about the trade, is that the alleged report is that they were concerned about Luka's conditioning, you know, like his conditioning, his like weight, like health and stuff like that. And not only that, but they apparently didn't want to pay him the supermax that he is eligible for, right? But here's the thing. They just traded for Anthony Davis, who literally just got a max extension from the Lakers this summer. Anthony Davis just signed a 3-year max for like 175 or whatever. So like obviously the supermax for Luka would probably be like 5 years, 300 million, I guess at this point. I don't know exactly what it would be, but probably 300 million because Jason Tatum got 300 million. So I understand it would be larger, of course, and like longer, but like again, Anthony Davis is still on a 3-year max deal. So the argument that they didn't want to pay Luka doesn't, like, it doesn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that and then you're going to go pay Anthony Davis the max. And again, Anthony Davis, great player. Like, he deserved the money he got. So it's not about Anthony Davis. It's about the reasoning that they're saying as to why they traded him. And then the conditioning thing, like, you know, we all think that, or we all seen like Luka, and you know, like sometimes it does seem like, you know, he could be in better shape. I don't know, like I don't know him personally, like maybe he is in really good shape. And you know, like not everybody like is gonna have muscles the way that other people do, right? Like Jokic is in really good shape, but like you wouldn't look at him and be like, oh my god, he's the most muscular player ever, right? So, oh my gosh, thank you. Someone said gifting. Oh, I thought I thought that meant someone gifted me. Thank you if you did. I appreciate it. I don't really go live on YouTube, so I don't know if that's a gift or not, but thank you. But what was I saying? So yeah, them saying like they don't want they're concerned about his conditioning and stuff like that. Like that's a fair concern because he's definitely gotten hurt a lot, or like, you know, a decent amount, and like, you know, they know what he's doing and stuff like that, like his workout regimen and whatever. But the reason I say that also makes no sense is because the person they traded for, Anthony Davis, who by the way is having a great season this year, like he's playing very, very well. He just got hurt, by the way, last game, or 2 games ago, whatever. Some kind of, you know, an abdominal injury. But even prior to that, Anthony Davis has had so many injuries in his career. He's missed so much time. So like they're saying they're concerned about Luka's health, you know, and conditioning and whatever, but like Anthony Davis is in really good shape, so maybe like, you know, that's the difference, right? Like they're saying Anthony Davis will be in great shape and they're saying Luka is not, whatever, but like regardless of Anthony Davis being in really good shape all the time, he's unfortunately gotten hurt a lot. So like they're taking just as much of a chance on Anthony Davis because he's been hurt more than Luka. And Anthony Davis is in his 30s already. He's older than Luka. So like that's why it doesn't make sense to me. If you wanted to trade Luka because you were concerned about paying him the money and the conditioning and all that stuff, whatever. If that's your concern, then you can move him, right? But like to me, I'm just like, how can you say that's the reason you moved him if you're moving him for a player who, again, I want to just keep reiterating this because I'm not talking down on Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is a very, very good player, very talented, like does so many things well. It's not about Anthony Davis. It's just the fact that they're trying to justify it by using these arguments or these reasons. And to be fair, again, I'm not in the organization. I'm not there. So like these things may be true. Like we all don't know what's going on inside the organization, right? So like I always like to, you know, be careful and mindful about what I say. Like, I'm not gonna discredit the organization. Like, they know what they know, and they feel what they feel, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, to us outsiders looking in, when we hear that you traded for a player who has an extensive injury history and just got paid a max extension as well, and he's 7 years older than Luka, it doesn't make sense, right? Like, if they had traded Luka for, let's just say, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who will never be traded, by the way, MVP this year. But, like, if they traded Luka for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, then I feel like everyone would be like, oh, okay. Like, they were concerned about Luka's conditioning and that stuff, and we know that Shai, like, may not have that issue, and Shai's never really been injured, right? So, like, then it makes sense. But it I can't. It just doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. So I feel better now that I ranted. I just had to talk about this Luka Doncic thing. It was really bugging me that I didn't talk about it yet. So